Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Evangelical Alliance Ireland. I'm Nick Park, and this week I have the privilege, this Christmas week, of sharing with you some pointers to how this Christmas can be truly special for you and your family by being centred in some of the great truths of the gospel that we particularly stress at this time of year. And what I want to do over these next 5 days is concentrate on the words of one of my favourite Christmas carols, which is O Holy Night. And the amazing thing about this carol is it was written by an atheist who wrote the song as a favour for his friend who was the local parish priest. And yet, while he was an atheist, he actually grasped hold in very poetic terms of some of the things that we hold most dear as Christians. And there's probably a reason for that, and there's probably a reason why Christmas has such a hold on people's imagination. Even those who want nothing to do with Christianity, they want Christmas. And it's not just because they want a party. It's not just because they want a few days off work. There's more to it than that. Because one of the lines in O Holy Night speaks about the world in sin and error pining. And this is actually a truth, a basic Christian truth, which I think is actually engraved on the hearts of men. And it's this, that the world is broken. The world is fallen. Now, there have been times in history when people have got really optimistic and said, oh, we're just moving more and more towards a golden age and everything's just getting better and better and better. But to be honest, the times in history when people have actually believed that have been few and far between. And you know, it's not long until a war comes along, an economic crisis comes along, and nut job gets elected as a leader in a country, and suddenly you realize that no, this world isn't getting better. This world is repining and pining in sin and error. It's broken, and this is the Christian doctrine of the fall. It's the idea that this world, as you see it, is not the way God created it. It's not the way God intended the world to be. That the sin of mankind has broken the world in a very profound way. And that's why, sometimes arguments that people use for things are saying, well, if God didn't want this, why did he create people this way? And the answer is, God didn't create people that way. God created people that were loving, that were obedient, that had responsibility, that wanted to further the purposes of God. That's how God created the world, and that's how God created us. But he gave us free will, and we used that free will to make some of the wrong choices. And today, the world is totally changed. And I nearly said irreversibly, but it's not irreversibly, because one day it will be reversed by the power of Jesus Christ, this brokenness that we see in the world. But the fact is, even an atheist songwriter can see that the world is broken, that this is not the way the world is supposed to be. And I think Christmas, that's why Christmas is so popular even among people who don't have any faith in God. Because deep down inside, they may not admit it, but deep down they know this world's supposed to be better than this. There's supposed to be more than this. And that's why Christmas is more than just a few days off or a few days to have a party or get drunk. But deep down people say, well, Christmas is supposed to be different. They talk about the spirit of Christmas. And the fact is that Christmas is a reminder to all of us that God didn't create the world like this. God created a better world, and God is creating a better world in the future. And Jesus Christ is the one who makes it possible for the sin and error in which this world is pining to be reversed, and that a golden age lies ahead indeed. Not by just quietly getting better and better, but through the intervention of God in human history. And so today, in a broken world that's pining in sin and error, let's rejoice that Jesus came to make a difference. God bless you today. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Evangelical Alliance Ireland.